So the end of summer can be a time of plenty in our yard, and it also can be a time of difficulties, especially after a long period of heat that can really be hard on some of the things that we're growing in our garden space. So today we're going to talk about self-watering containers and how we can use them to really benefit our space and take some of the headache out of gardening. Stick around, can't wait to show you. So the end of summer can bring a lot of various challenges, not only with the heat that we may be experiencing this time of year, but also with our busy schedules. And let me tell you guys, I have been on the struggle bus with all of these things, trying to manage the garden and then my own schedule, because I've shared it before, I'm a school teacher and I always try to take a vacation before the school year starts. And then once the school year starts, we have a lot of trainings before we ever see kids. So that's a good 2 weeks of being really busy and preoccupied with other things that kind of take precedence over being in the yard for a short while anyways. And so because I've been on that struggle bus, I wanted to share with you the ways that I try to combat that in our yard. And one of them is obviously by installing drip irrigation. But I do understand that not everybody can just install drip irrigation into their yards. It does require a little bit of planning, and it does require a little bit of patience to get something like that going. It is possible, but it does take a little bit extra in order to get that going in your yard. And that's where self-watering containers come in. They really can take some of the headaches out of keeping track of our watering schedule and making sure that if we are on vacation, our plants are going to be okay while we're gone. So for instance, this container right here has a closed bottom. There's no holes on the very bottom for drainage, but it does have a space in between the bottom and this top layer here of plastic, and those perforations will allow for the water to be absorbed up or wicked up into the soil, hence giving the plants the amount of water that they need until it does eventually go dry. I have a couple of these that I'm using right now, and in the hot days like we're having, they will last about 4 days without being watered again. And I can usually just come up to the container and lift it a little bit. If it feels light, it's time to water it again. If it's heavy, then I know that it still has a level of moisture in the bottom or in its reservoir, and I don't need to touch it anymore. So that's kind of a cool way to kind of judge if it needs to be watered. So there are two different types. This traditional type right here with the reservoir on the bottom that allows for the water wicking up. And then also they have new devices that you can put in a regular container that doesn't have any drainage holes that can convert a regular container into a self-watering device like this. And I believe Proven Winners has a couple of those inserts. I believe they're aqua pots or something like that that you may want to look into. And that's kind of cool because you can take what you already have and make it into something that will really suit your garden and your needs. So this self-watering container is great, and the way it works is I just water at the surface. It doesn't have any tubes or anything. Some containers or self-watering devices have a tube that you pass the water through so that it immediately goes all the way down to the bottom, and once it's in the bottom, then it wicks up the water. These, you just water the surface. The water goes through the soil once a week or however it needs it, and then it pools in the reservoir. And then on the side of the container, I think on this one right here, it has a small little drainage hole. So once the water fills this much in the bottom, it's about an inch or a little about inch and a half maybe. Once it fills that space, then any excess water will spill out, allowing them not to be waterlogged and totally inundated with water. So it's kind of like a protection device there. And let me tell you, it works really great. These worked beautifully for me last year. And the ones that I have growing right now in the yard, one Ella used when she planted up some beautiful petunias, looks fantastic. And then also a new one that I had spray painted to match the other one on my air conditioning unit. Looks really beautiful with those Supertunia Bordeaux in there. And I'm really happy with the way they've been working. And I'm telling you, they really do work. So it may be an option for you. So I'm going to get planting this one up. We're going to talk about a couple of things while I'm planting it up that I think are really important to know. So for this project, I'm going to be using just regular potting soil. Normally I use the moisture control variety for my regular containers, but there's no need to really do that because the container is going to be controlling the moisture. So I'm just going to use regular potting mix. Whatever works well for you will be perfect. In this case, it's going to be Miracle-Gro potting mix. So I'm going to start with putting that in there. And it's really cool in this container because not only do I have that perforation in there, I also have little wells in there that go down into the reservoir. This way, when I put the soil in here, the soil will go down into these little wells, which will allow it to interact with the water, and the water will then hence go into or wick up into the soil, keeping it moist and sustaining that moisture through a longer period of time. So let's put that in here right now. So there are all different types of self-watering containers out there. I found this, like I said, at Lowe's, and I recently took a trip to see what was available now because it's been a couple of years. And they still have these available, which is really nice, but they also have all different varieties. They have ones that are made out of recycled material. They have small ones. They have long ones like the ones that I used recently that I was talking about a minute ago. They have wide ones, all different varieties. And so there's always something that will suit your needs or maybe even the style of your garden. So you may want to check that out. I haven't been quite over to Home Depot yet, but I'm assuming they do have something or something that's similar to what this is right here, but I'm really happy with it. And they're pretty reasonable. They're not extremely expensive because they're made out of plastic, but the ones that are made out of recycled material are a little more expensive because of the process they had to go through to make them. But it does give you a great feeling of being environmentally friendly and using material that was otherwise waste into something that could look beautiful in your yard. So I have that really nice soil in here. Now this is optional. I really want to put a little bit of this land and sea in here because I feel like a little bit of compost goes a long way, especially in our containers. So I'm going to top that up. I'm going to mix that in real quick. And this compost is absolutely wonderful. I've used it for my garden space. I've used it in my containers. It's just very versatile, and you can definitely tell a difference when you add a little bit of compost into your space, containers, or in the landscape. And now, on top of giving it a little bit of organic material, just a little bit of organic flower tone, because again, it is a container. And even though it is a self-watering container, when you water it, it will eventually get absorbed into the plants and it will leach out just a little bit every time you water. So a little bit of that. And I'm really excited to do this because I've been putting it off for so long. So it really does feel good to finally get it, even if it is at the end of summer. I was so glad to hear about how so many of my viewers are in the same boat. You know, we get busy. We have those plants that are just standing by that are hanging in there for the duration of what turns out to be a long period of time. And then when we get them into their spots, it really does feel like a win. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more of this, probably just the rest of the bag. Top that off. All right, and I'm going to leave quite a lip here on the top, probably about a little bit more than 1 inch, so that when I water it, it's not overflowing, which eventually, when it's really settled in, if I filled it all the way up to the top, the water would just run off easily. And I want it to be able to pool a little bit so that it can pool and then soak down into the reservoir. This way I'm not wasting water over the side when I'm waiting for it to pool into the reservoir on the bottom. Okay, so now for the plants. So the first thing that I'm going to plant in here is some lantana. I have 2 different varieties, one a yellow variety and the other a red, and I think that's going to be perfect to end out the summer, to finish out the summer I should say. And the first one is this one that I found on clearance at Lowe's early in the season. It is the Bandolero pineapple lantana, and it has been blooming like crazy, and I know it's root bound, and yeah, absolutely it's going to need a new spot. But What's really cool about when you have these plants that have been put on hold a long time, once you get them in their containers, it's amazing to see them thrive and absolutely go crazy. So I'm going to place this one in here first, making a small little reservoir there. This is going to be kind of like the back of the container, even though it's most close to you. Just like that, just pop it in real easily. And then the next one that I'm going to put off to the side right here. This one's from Proven Winners that I found here in April, and it's been his container just as long as this one, is the Luscious Royale Red Zone. And when this is blooming, guys, it is really stunning. So can't wait to get that in next to the yellow. I'm gonna pop that in right here. And that's gonna kind of fill in this side of the container. Now, even though they're not really blooming like crazy right now, they will be once they get situated and start taking off. And all right, I'm going to turn this around and show you what I'm going to plant here in front. I'm going to plant this beautiful Super Bells, which is the double ruby, which I've been planting all over my garden space, and it's going to tie in everything in the backyard beautifully. Even though I don't really have lantana back here, these colors really are going to complement each other. I'm going to have the red, the yellow, and then the burgundy, and I think it's really the missing element that's going to really make this container fit into our space nicely. So I had just ordered these, honestly guys, from provenwinners.com, because they had a sale, and I am so impressed with how they came in. In the beginning of the spring, when you order your annuals and they're all new, they can be quite small when you order them, but this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the foliage is so healthy. They probably trimmed this back after initial grow out in the spring and in the early summer, but it's responded really well to that trim back, and that is a definite sign of a healthy plant. So we're going to pop this in here, and it's just going to trail over the side. So I'm going to have the height of the lantana filling in kind of like a beautiful shrub right here, and then I'll have this really nice Super Bells that is going to spill over the side, and I think it's going to look fantastic. So let's get that popped in right here. Super Bells, I think, is one of my favorite annuals. Sometimes for some people they can be a little bit touchy, meaning they need a little bit more attention than other plants. And that's definitely the case if we try to plant them in the ground. I always talk about that. They do better for me in containers, and we're gonna see how this works in this self-watering container right here. I haven't really planted the Super Bells in a self-watering container, so we'll see how that works out, especially considering how Super Bells like to dry out. Since this is gonna stay consistently moist, hopefully not extremely oversaturated, then we'll see. And you know, that's what we do. We learn from trying. And if it doesn't work out, then we've learned from that, and then we move on and try something different. But I think if it does work out, it's gonna look beautiful falling over the side there. And I think it's been really, really pretty. So self-watering containers, man, who knew, right? They can be so helpful in our garden space. So really, that's it. It was super easy to plant up. I didn't plant this up any differently than any of my other plants. I added a little bit of fortification in the way of plant tone and that land and sea compost, but it was really easy, and it's just as easy to take care of. In fact, easier, because when we water it, we're going to fill it up to where the reservoir is full. When we see that spill hole spilling over, we know that's enough. We can stop, and then we can really reduce the frequency of watering over time, especially when we get busy or if we're on vacation. So once that spill hole starts to pour out water, you know you have filled it to capacity, and it's as easy as that. It really is a very unique and fun invention that can benefit our garden spaces right about this time of year when we are busy and it's extra warm outside. It takes a lot of the headache out of keeping our plants alive. And if we don't have the time or the energy to put in a drip irrigation system, which does require a little bit more planning, this is really a great option. And the options at Lowe's that they have right now are pretty inexpensive and very doable. So I'm curious, do you have any experience with self-watering containers? And if you do, what are some of the benefits that you've noticed, or maybe even some of the issues? I'd really like to hear what you have to say. Until next time, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and it really is a pleasure being here with you, and I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gardening. Bye, everybody.